My bad. Hey, cutie pies. I am Lanikia. You are watching What Happened on the Soaps General Hospital Edition. This is for Thursday, August the 24th, 2023. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that the episode a 7. It was okay. Yeah, it was okay. Let's get on into it. Let's see, who do we want to start with first? You know what? I'm gonna go with the ladies of deception. First of all, Gladys, what are you doing? So Gladys comes running up in the office like, what's going on with the deception stock? I need to sell some of it. Baby, they have a lawsuit against them. So it's Lucy. At this time, it's Lucy, Gladys, and Maxie, because Lucy was actually telling Maxie, like, we are in serious trouble. Somebody is claiming that they came up with the idea for the scepter. And she said, which we know that came from my brain with a little inspiration from Marty. So she's concerned about this, right? And so then we see that when Gladys comes in, she's like, I need to sell the stock, and why can't I sell the stock? And Brooklyn finally makes it in as well. And they're asking, they're like, what's going on? And they say that someone has filed a lawsuit against them and their assets have been frozen. So none of them can sell the stock. So they're like, and Gladys is like, oh my gosh, unfreeze them. And they're like, no, we like, how can we do this, Gladys? You're gonna have to chill out. And she says, I need the money. And they're like, what you need money for? Sasha's committed right now. What you need money so bad? She said her medical bills. And they said, doesn't she have insurance? And she says, well, she has a huge deductible and all that, this and that. I said, somebody please look into this. But they're not gonna get the money because they can't get the money. They have that lawsuit, and so now Brooklyn is feeling really bad about all of this because she thinks her grandmother Tracy had something to do with it. Now y'all remember Tracy picked up Diane as a lawyer and told her she could make a lot of money, and that she had a ironclad case. So I don't know who is the woman that Martin got the idea from, but we're gonna see. But anyways, that's it. That's pretty much it with them, y'all. I'm not gonna hold you long. Um, so then we go over here and we see. So um, Gladys ain't gonna get the money that way. So I don't know what she gonna have to do, but she gonna have to come up with that 50,000 for that man, and then she got to come up with that money for Miss Wu. She need to go ahead and tell Sonny, but she won't do it. So it is what it is. We just gonna have to wait and see. Wait and see. So then we go over here and we see Portia. No, I'm not ready to go to them. Sticking with the Sasha storyline, we see Dante had told Sam that could she check on Cody because Cody trying to get himself committed because he thinks that's the way to help Sasha. And so she was like, okay, I'm gonna go over and check on him or whatever. So she goes over and she walks in on Cody and Mac talking. And Mac was just letting Cody know that he understands why Cody is going so hard for Sasha because he felt the same way for Dominique when she got locked up. When she was locked up in a mental hospital as well, and he was doing this as well. He said, then why won't anybody listen to me, and why won't they help Sasha? I said, I don't know why they not helping Sasha Cody. I really don't know. Dante knows what Gladys is doing, and he's not helping. He's not even helping by just telling his daddy what's going on, because Sonny would figure this out. Because Dante, I'm like, you are a detective, work on it. But anyways, he doesn't think anything is really going wrong with Sasha, so he's not helping, right? Because they're just like, Cody, she's getting the help that she needs. She stabbed you. Even though they all say Sasha was doing so well until glad she started saying that she wanted to get out of her guardianship. And I'm like, that should be reason enough for y'all to know something isn't right in the water. But whatever. If you don't see it, I don't see it either. Right? So then we see that she goes aside. Sam, when she goes over, Cody and Mac are talking, and Cody leaves, and Mac tells Sam to talk to him, work with him, because he knows that Cody is going through a lot, but he doesn't want him to get in trouble. So when Mac leaves, Sam says, knock it off, Cody, and tell me what's really going on. And so he tells her that he's trying to get committed because he wants to get in there to help Sasha. And what Dante is afraid of, and what Sam tells Cody, is that you could get committed and they might not let you out, sir. Like, that's the reason you shouldn't do this. And he was like, but I need your help, Sam. I need you to help me get in so that I can get out. I don't know what they're gonna end up doing, but Cody might get committed. But we know Sasha is going on maternity leave sometime soon, so I'm thinking that's gonna factor into it. But I don't know. We just have to wait some of these stories out, lines out to see as they semi wrap them up. We'll just have to see. Anyways, so then we go to, because I'm not holding you long. It's I should have did this yesterday because I watched it yesterday, but I just didn't do the review. Being lazy, I didn't do the review. So then we go over here because Sam, I guess she's gonna try to help Cody. So then we go over here, staying with this storyline, or at least with people into the storylines. Um, we go to Valentine and Dante. So Valentine and Dante, he comes to see Charlotte, and everything, and he's taking her because she's nervous about class, and he thanks Valentine for excuse me, Valentine thanks Dante for helping. Dante is kind of asking Valentine some questions about EOQ, and he's still sticking to that lie about there was an emergency at EOQ, so I was gone that night and everything. He's sticking to it. So Dante, of course, is skeptical of him. And so then Charlotte comes out and she tells him that, Dante took her to see her mom and she just keeps wishing that she would wake up, but she doesn't. And, she's nervous about class and seeing all the kids who have their mom pick them up from school and everything. She misses that. And so when Charlotte goes to get her things, Valentine tells Dante that don't take Charlotte to see Lulu without letting him know because it upsets her. And Dante tells Valentine, Charlotte asked me to take her, and if she asks me, I'm always going to take her, and I'm not going to ask you whether you like it or not. I said, well, okay then. Okay. And so that was it, because Valentine walked out the door because Dante don't like Valentine. He doesn't trust him, he doesn't like him, and he don't give a care about Valentine's wishes. And I said, well, that's that on that. At least y'all know where you stand. And they said, yeah, we do. I said, okay, let's move on then. So then we go. So then we go over here and we see, who is it? Then we see okay, let's go to Spencer and Trina. So Spencer and Trina are still in the gallery, talking it up or whatever. And she's telling him, that they're together. See, I didn't know these two were still together. They're trying to be boyfriend and girlfriend. I thought they had put a hold on it until, things in their lives settled down. But apparently they still trying to be boyfriend and girlfriend. But she tells him that she loves his devotion to his baby brother, and she would feel the exact same way. But she doesn't like it that it's with Esme, and he says, he starts telling her about his father and how his at 8 years old, his best friend was his butler. Like, everybody had their parents dropping him off, and he just wished it could have been them, could have been him, but it was his butler who tucked him in at night, and and everything. And so with his dad, he has bad memories, and so um Trina reminds him that it wasn't all bad, because remember when you told me you were scared to get on the horse and your dad sat on the horse with you for hours. So it wasn't all bad memories. And he was like, yeah, but at the end of the day, his dad left him the same way he left um Ace. And Trina said, you don't know that there could be something going on. And he was like, he probably left Trina. But anyways, so they're talking or whatever, and then Esme hits him up, because that's really what I want to talk about. Esme hits him up and wants to know if he's coming home for dinner. I said, wait a minute. I don't know. I don't like the way she said, like he said that she said it. I was like, y'all acting like y'all a married couple. Y'all are, that's your dad, your ex-girlfriend, and your dad, the mother of your dad's child. Like, I don't know. It was just weird how he said she's want to know if I'm coming home for dinner. Trina didn't say nothing about it, so I guess maybe it was just me who felt that way. I didn't like it, child. I didn't like it. But anyway, so he tells her no. He says he doesn't have to because Ace, it's just really a bottle for Ace, so it's not like it's dinner. And Trina tells him no, you should be with Ace and all that. Plus, at this point, Portia comes in. Now, Portia had been with Ava earlier because Ava came by to check on Portia to make sure, because she knows she's having a hard time of it. Trina's been talking to her. And so it's nice to see Ava and Portia actually have a friendly relationship because they know, Portia knows Ava loves her some Trina. So she just had to get over that and get over that part of it. But she pretty much told her, I know you're having a hard time with this with Curtis, but she tells her, like, even before the accident, we weren't to we were making our way to get back together. So now it's just hard because he's pushing me away. And Ava says, well, he's prideful and he doesn't want you to feel like you're putting your life on hold to be with him. And Portia was like, that's the exact opposite of what I'm doing. She wants to make their marriage work. She knows it's going to be harder now that he possibly could never walk again, but she's still willing to she loves him and she wants to give it a go. And so Ava says, well, tell him that. And she says, I've tried. And she said, well, keep going, keep making him listen. You got to keep doing what you're supposed to do, which is that standing beside him and making him listen, whether he wants to hear it or not. Let him know that you're not going anywhere. And she said, okay. And so then Ava ends up leaving. And that's when Portia goes over to see Trina. And of course, Spencer skedaddles because you know how Portia feels about him. But she had to get in. So the parenting classes that you and Esme are taking are work. I said, Portia, get your, who you get on my nerves. See, I'm not, okay, let's move on. So Spencer ends up leaving, and that leaves Trina and Portia together, and she tells her, Mom, I'm glad to see you. I know you've been going through a lot. And she said, yes. And she said, have you talked to Curtis? And she said, it didn't go well last time she saw him. And then she tried to go and see him again, but she just pulled up to the parking lot and she couldn't get out of the car. She don't want to have another fight with this man. She don't want to keep arguing every time she sees this man. So she said she couldn't get out of the car. And so she came over to bring Trina some dinner because, as she told Ava, she knows the gallery is helping Trina cope with everything as well. And Trina just hates that, everything that Curtis is going through. And she said, but he's going to come home, and all we can do right now is make him as comfortable as possible, make it as comfortable as possible in the home for when he does come home. And Trina was like, yeah, true. And so that's what they're going to do. Let's delete that. Then we go to Jordan and no, we go to Curtis and Brent because I guess Roy's gone and the new instructor is Brent. All right, so he's helping Curtis or whatever, and he's like, you're doing such a good job and everything. And Curtis tells him thank you, and then he also lets him know that not to, he knows he's trying to push it, but don't go too hard. And he was like, but you're making great progress, right? So then we go to Jordan. She sees Curtis working or whatever, and she comes in, and Jordan introduced her, and he was like, are you Curtis' sister? And he said, no, this is my ex-wife, Jordan. And so I was like, okay. And so then Jordan talks to Curtis, and she tells him that Anna's house burned down. And he was like, what? And so she fills him in on all of that. So it was like Curtis is thinking. So it was nice to see that part of it where he's not just focused on his recovery. And I think that's what Portia really needs to do. Just go in and talk about normal stuff with him like Jordan did. And everything. And so she tells him that I'm sorry, y'all. It might be connected and it might not be connected. But they're to the shooting. at the Metro Court, and he said, "Well, they." Curtis is like, "Well, what if they weren't really trying to shoot at Anna? What if they were just trying to send a message? Because her house burned down, but she's not in it. They shoot, but they don't really hit anyone. Like it was a bad shot." He said because the bullet ricocheted, and that's how I got hit. So what if they were really not trying to hit Anna? And Jordan says, "Well, it's something to think about." So it was nice. They gave him something else to think about as he's trying to do his recovery and everything. So then Roy comes up to Curtis, right? And he tells Curtis, "Okay, is Miss Jordan single?" And he said, "What?" He said, "Cause she fine." This is not what he said, but that's what I heard. He said she fine, and she look intelligent, and she checking on you. I'm trying to figure out, how I can make the connection. And he says, "Yeah, he don't really get in her business like that, but he thinks so." And she's a really good woman. Curtis said she's a really good woman. I said, "Wait a minute, where is Zeke? We about to talk to him, Jordan? Or we still talking to Zeke? Or we gonna be talking to them both? Because I'm here for that too. As long as you don't get back with Curtis, I don't care who you go to, girl. But we'll see, y'all." I said, "Oh, don't just have this man be saying this and then they don't actually do anything about it. But we'll see, y'all." So, anyways, we go over here to Sonny and Carly. And that's the last of So we go over here to Sonny and Carly, and he wants to know what she knows about Gatlin Holt being at the prison. And he knows she saw him. She said, "Oh, because of Dix." And he was like, "Yeah." And so she tells him he had his medical bag, so she guess he's seeing a patient. She isn't really sure. And Sonny said, "It's just something about that man. Oh no, I don't like him. I don't trust him." But Carly said the exact same thing about Austin. And so she tells him, oh, he tells her, because she says she's worried about Drew being in the prison, and he says Book won't be messing with him anymore. She said, "Book, who's Book?" And she was like, "That's why Dex was there, because Book is the guy. Y'all, we know Book is the guy who's been giving people problems in the prison, but Sonny was there to send a message to him." And she said, "Oh, okay." But she thanks him for that and everything. But he tells her, "If you find out any more information about who Gatlin, or who he was there to see, or anything like that, let him know, because he's gonna find out why this guy gets under his skin." And Carly is just like, she knows it's more to it than that, but she's not in that life anymore. So she just like, it is what it is. Okay. And see, this is what confuses me about Carly and Sonny. Because right here, they're having a nice, decent conversation. And I'm like, y'all make it weird with them. Because one minute, "I don't want you to take me home." And then the next minute, they're having this nice conversation like they've always had with their friends. So I don't know, child. But that was Thursday's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you later on today for Friday's episode of What Happened on the Soap General Hospital Edition. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.